Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Elfbuggin, and if you haven't been to my channel before, my channel is about finding my style as an illustrator and falling in love with my work again, and more specifically, having fun with my work, no matter what. So today's video, I know in my last video I showed a commission, an almost finished drawing, and then a just random sketch I had found that I had like kind of sharpened up, and it was actually a redraw of an old drawing. And I would have actually finished that drawing for today's video, but I got a really freaking flippin' cool commission right when I had made that video, actually, like right after. And I was like, oh my freaking god, I need to do this. So I was on TikTok, and funny thing is, I've done, let's see here, 2 commissions, which I'm very proud of. I'm not saying that like in a salty way or anything. I was always really afraid to get into commissions because I was like, oh my gosh, like this is really nerve-wracking. Making stuff for people and worrying about if they're gonna like it is a little scary, you know what I'm saying? But I have done 2 commissions. Wait, 1, 2. Yes. Sorry, I had to like rethink it. I was like, I've done 2. I've done 2 commissions. I did emotes, and then I did that Zelda drawing that I showed you guys last video. So although my commissions are still open, which is why I put that tiny little drawing in the right corner that looks really freaking goofy in that box, my commissions are still open. If you guys want to sign up for one on my artistry link, which I have in my caption, just check it out if you'd like to. But anyways, I had somebody reach out to me. Their name's Minty. They're a very, very sweet artist. They have very good work. You should check them out. I'm going to try to add them in my caption so you guys can go check out their profile. But they had this lovely, lovely OC that they wanted me to draw. And I'll show you the original. This was the original OC. Super freaking cool. She's like undead. She's got cool scars and this cool back tattoo. I wish I could have had the back tattoo in the drawing, but I loved the pose I came up with, so I was like, RIP, no back tattoo. And I love the outfit in general. I think it's so pretty. I love this OC that this person made. But they had commissioned me, and I was like, holy freaking crap. I about fell over when I got the TikTok message. I was like, are you sure? Because I'd never had anybody message me on TikTok for a commission, so I thought it was super sweet. But they said they wanted their OC, this girl is named Dolly. They wanted Dolly drawn in my style, specifically in the Draw This in Your Style challenge I did for the Raya Art Box drawing challenge, which I would say is very close to how I draw like proportional anime girls. Is kind of the direction I'm starting to go into with those. So I was like, yeah, I'm totally cool with like drawing it rather similar to that. I've been really liking those proportions and the design direction I've been taking with it. Sorry, my chair's squeaking. So I was like, sure. So on Dolly's card, what was it called? Toy box. I'm so old. Let me check really quick. Toy house. On Dolly's Toy House profile that Minty had made for them, it said that she really likes sweets, and specifically apple sweets. So I was like, oh my gosh. I put this little crummy crumb on her face. I was like, yeah, girl. Get you your sweets, you know? And then I put like frosting on her fingers, and the idea is to have some sort of cake in her hand, but ew, that cake looks like really bad. I haven't figured out what apple like dessert it would be, or what even, you know, perspective that this treat has to be in, because I just liked the position of this hand. I was like, I want to make it work. Like, we're gonna figure it out. Like, here's where the thumb would technically go. Maybe the apple treat is like right here. Don't know yet, but it's gonna have a big old chunk taken out of it because Dolly ate it. But yeah, so I wanted to incorporate that about her because I looked at the character description of Dolly, and when making this commission, I was like, I really want to like try to have their personality, or at least what I can read from the Toy House description, within their like pose and how I decided to pose this character. So I made my line of action like this kind of like curvy. I wanted her to be like facing away, like in almost like a shy like little pose. And I made her like chest facing this way more, and then like her torso kind of facing the viewer, so it kind of looks like this. Oh my god, look as I try to like. Now this isn't perfect because I actually still have it tilted a little bit, if that makes sense. It's because like this thigh is thinner than this thigh, you can tell right here, okay? But I wanted it to be like this essentially. And I love a good freaking tilt of the shoulders, guys, okay? I do think that technically my shoulders seem a little wrong. They seem more like this with a lifted shoulder, which isn't wrong. Somebody's like pushing out their chest, essentially, you know? That was a really bad description, but, you know, y'all get it. So, yeah, I wanted a really cool, hot, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted a hot, sexy pose for her because I really liked her design. It also said that she was touch-starved, which I found very, very cool. And I was like, I need her to look sultry. I don't exactly know how I'm going to draw the eyes yet. It's going to be similar to the, obviously to the Raya drawing I had done. I don't know if I'll put hearts in her eyes, but she'll definitely look like crazy sultry. Probably gonna like make it more, I don't know, like she's like chill. We'll see how it ends up looking. Wait, why? That was kind of cool. I'm gonna keep that. Anyways, you know me with my sketches. I know you guys are probably like, why is the hair empty? Funny thing, actually, when I'm rendering in the style that I used for the Raya Art Box Challenge, which was the pink girl, most of the time, I actually I'll draw like a shape of hair, you know, like a chunk here and there. I'll even do indicating lines towards the back, or specifically on the top of the head, like by the crown. And then obviously any supporting pieces of hair like these ones. And then most of the time I will only put like indication lines in the hair of like for flow, like something really loose like this. And then I'll actually render, maybe put one right here. Then I actually render the rest of it, because the way that specific type of hair rendering I do works is very like, it creates the form itself without line work. I'm trying to find this balance in my art, as I slowly progress and actually do drawings every day, of like, I do like line art, and then I do also really love just, you know, rendering something bare bones, drawing something bare bones, and then every other detail is implied through the coloring. You know, I feel like I have a lot of fun with that. So that's how the hair works when I do hair like that. And I do try to actually, I know these lines are like pretty thick for the hair right now, but what I've learned from that previous pink girl drawing is that the thinner the hairlines are, the thinner every line is, the rendering, if you're wanting to do intense rendering like that, is going to look better. It's not going to compete with the line work. So yeah, you know, I have some edits I need to make, because I had like reached out to the artist, letting them know, like, you know, this is the progress, what do you think? And they gave me some really good feedback of something they wanted fixed, so I was like, okay, I'll make sure I get to that. I have not fixed that part about the drawing yet, but, you know, we'll get there. But I was like super freaking proud. Let me zoom in so you guys can like see this face and stuff. I'm really liking the proportions of my characters' faces. You know, I've always really liked, I mean, I still really love chibis. Man, I love a good chibi. Like, big eyes, tiny face, you know. Cannot go wrong with that. But when it's come to proportional anime characters, I have really struggled in the past to draw them. Like, really bad. Like, actually, you guys have seen it, actually, on this channel. When I would, like, I have this really bad habit of pulling up a freaking file, trying to draw something. It ends up being bad. RIP. So then I leave it there, and then I come back to the file because something about a drawing already being there feels less anxious. So then I just erase it all. I'm like, okay, whatever, let's just start over. And then I draw something, like, way freaking cooler, you know? I don't know what this person's doing. Bending over and waving. And then in my freaking process video, you guys get to see that ugly, hot garbage that I made, which most of the time, and I think this is a really good piece of advice to give you guys as well, is that besides the fact that, like, depending on where your skills are, it's going to depend on, like, I don't want to say success of your art, but let's say there's a specific standard you're trying to reach, right? Depending on how long you've practiced, will depend on if you either meet that standard or if you're below that standard, you know? So what I'm trying to say is there's a standard of drawing that obviously I want to hit that I don't feel like I'm at. I feel like I'm more like here. And then let's say this is the lowest. If I'm not energized, I make drawings beneath what my regular standard is. But if I'm energized, I tend to make drawings at a standard that I'm very happy with or better. You know? So, like, how do you do better? How do you, like, reach either the average? I don't want to call it average because, if anything, this is, like, the height. This is the peak of where I'm at right now. This is where I want to be, right? But anyways, how do you draw how do you come down to the drawing table knowing that this will happen, or at least having a really good idea that it will, maybe hope, faith, whatever you want to call it, or that it will get better, you know, and how do you identify the feeling of knowing when it's just not, right? And I think that comes down to, people label it as just be excited about your work, which is not wrong, essentially is not wrong. It truly is the truth. You need to be excited about what you're drawing, but I think it's more descriptive than that. I think you need to be, and let me explain this, and then I'm going to backtrack again. But you need to be so excited, like so passionate, like I need to get this down within the next few days or within the next day because I want to draw it that bad, essentially is what I'm saying. Because I think I've caught myself many times choosing something that I don't really care about to draw. Maybe I care about it, but I haven't came up with an idea related to it that makes me want to sit down and draw it. For example, I love tarot cards. I know one day that I will, maybe it's soon, maybe it's not, I don't know. One day I will create a tarot card deck and I'll love it and it'll be amazing. Maybe other people will like it, maybe they won't, I don't care. I know I'll be happy with it, you know? But just because I like tarot, if I'm sitting down to draw and if I am not, like, hyped, that doesn't mean that the first drawing you draw is going to be so spectacular when you sit down to draw, because you're like, I'm so excited about my idea. The whole point is that you're so excited that through the bad drawings, the really doo-doo bad drawings, you're going to be, okay, that was a really bad drawing of a poopy, but you get it. Through the bad drawings, you're going to be like, that's not what I want. I'm so excited I want it to look a certain way. That's totally not what I want. I'm going to keep going, you know? So, with the drawings, like tarot, if I'm not excited about it, good drawing will not happen. But if I am excited about it, oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. That was so loud. And I don't edit my videos yet, so it's literally, it's gonna stay in the video. My cat right now is sitting on top of my freaking, what's it called? Like, shelving unit or whatever, where I put a lot of my cute little collectibles, and he just knocked down a box, and it hit my metal, I'm describing this, I don't even need to, but my metal closet doors, and that's why it made that absolutely, like, shivering noise. Like, I actually just, like, I was so scared just now. Wow. Also, I keep saying, like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyways, where was that? yeah, with the tarot cards, if I'm not feeling excited about it, I'm not going to be willing to work through the drawings that just aren't hitting the standard that I am expecting of myself or that I feel as though I can achieve, you know? And like, that's a very you set bar. You know, you have to decide what is that standard for you. Let's say your standard's right here. You're like, this is how I expect to draw, and you actually really are skill level here. That's not bad. Let's say this is ground level. That's not necessarily bad to still have this standard, you know? That just means with each drawing, you're going to want to take another step towards that standard, and you'll reach it eventually. And I've talked about that before on my channel of how I've kind of like, I've talked about it loosely, how I have, I can't think of the word, approached anime drawing kind of step by step. And I'm not a master. I don't know how to draw perfect anime, or there's still a lot of anatomy issues and stuff like that, but with each drawing I've noticed that I continue to improve because of that method of what I'm telling you, is like continuously choosing to improve something about each anime drawing as I go. So, and I usually look at my biggest, weakest strengths first. Like I was saying for a really long time, that anime eyes were really hard for me to draw. And now I'm like trying out several different anime style eyes, and I'm having a lot easier of a time because I've understood the fundamentals of it more. But yeah, so one last thing I'll say before the end of the video is that it's really easy to think that being like super passionate or excited about an idea is like this crazy once in a lifetime inspiration, or maybe you're only allowed to have inspiration once a month, like that's how your brain works. I promise you that getting inspired by stuff is actually like, think of it as like a design muscle, right? So like the better you get at drawing, your design skills, like your line weight, your color choice, your composition, that's not a composition symbol, but you know what I'm saying, that comes with practice. You only get better at those things the more that you practice them. So although inspiration is more of an intuitive self-journey thing that requires you to know yourself, I really do think that finding inspiration is a muscle that you can learn to have. And I'm saying that from my own experience, because in previous years when I was an art student, this was like the biggest thing I struggled with was, well, inspiration specifically. I really struggled with inspiration because I was just like, how do you sit down and figure out what you want to draw? I would like talk to my friends and I was like, where is this like unlimited gas that you guys are accessing in your brains to draw all the time? Because when I would sit down and draw and I'd look at a blank canvas, I was just like, what the crap? Like there's like endless opportunities. I want to throw up, like, and I didn't know how to like accurately describe that feeling to people, especially like other teachers or adults, because some people just didn't understand the severity of how I was struggling through it. And that's going to happen. Like people aren't going to always understand you. And I think as long as you're actively working towards finding a solution that works for you, it doesn't matter what other people say. And that's a whole other conversation of like, you're exactly where you need to be. You don't need people to tell you who you are or what you need to work on. Like, it's good to take critiques, but you know yourself the best. And I knew at that time that I was like, I'm struggling with this. This is what I'm struggling with. Like, I can work hard. I can practice and draw and stuff like that. But if I don't even know what I want to draw, it was like, I couldn't even work on the next steps, which I personally felt like I was much better at as an artist. Like, I was better. If I knew what needed to be drawn and I was excited about it, I was able to break down a project so much easier because of the passion that was really carrying it. Because every obstacle I'd run into, I would just be like, don't care, like, because I wanted that drawing to be finished. So, in order to level up your inspiration muscle, I feel like there's 0 to 100 in regards to advice for this. So either 0, you're so afraid of like doing things that inspire you that you don't do them at all because you're afraid to mess them up, or you're afraid you won't do them to the level you want to do them. Or you can be at a level of 100 in a bad way where you only look at other artists and you feel inspired looking at their art, but then the moment you sit down to draw, you're like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? And you have like a whole existential moment. And I have been on both of those ends of the spectrum, sadly. It's been really hard. I felt like I started off school on the first one, 0, where I was like, what do I even do? Like, I think there's things I like, but should I even be drawing them? AKA anime. Like, I really wanted to draw anime in college and in high school, but because I didn't know how to, I was like, I might as well just give up, you know? And then later, you know, sophomore year up from college, I started feeling really like overwhelmed with all the inspiration. I was looking at too many artists, and I wasn't allowing myself to naturally, you know, discover a style. And even now, like, even though I'm incredibly proud of how far I've come with my style, like, I don't see it staying the same anytime soon. I see in this drawing things in my past drawings that I've taken and things that I've left behind, and I'm happy that it's evolving and changing. And maybe I might even come back to old things and like try old styles or like whatever applications, ways of doing things that maybe I stopped for a while. The point is that it's continuously evolving, and that's totally okay. And you really gotta find, like, from that 0 to 100, you gotta find that perfect balance of like, how do I get inspired by looking at others, and how do I stay true to myself and draw the things that I want to draw. And I'd always go up to people like, how do you know yourself? How do you know what to draw? Like, what do I do? Where do I start? Where's the test I can take that just tells me what kind of artist I want to be? And I actually really didn't find out what kind of artist I wanted to be until I just sat down and started drawing. Like, literally the first time I was drawing anime in a way where I was being true to myself was the My Little Pony characters. I had tried drawing anime before. I'd practiced, but I hadn't tackled a project because I kept telling myself I have to be perfect at anime before I could. And then I had this wonderful idea that I was so inspired by with the My Little Pony girls, and I was like, I don't care if I'm not good at anime, I need to draw this. And I draw the girlies, and now when I look at them, sure, I want to redraw like all of their eyes, which I didn't even like them at the time, but it's fine. But I'm so proud of them, and I'm so happy with how far they came and how they ended up looking. And they were a huge milestone for me, learning that I didn't just like anime, and I wasn't just doing this project for fun. I was doing it because I want to draw anime more often, you know? Or all the time. Like, I want it to be one of the main things I draw. So anyways, that was a giant blurb of me speaking. So I wanted to thank you guys for watching today's video. Let me know what you think of this commission that I'm working on for the one and only Minty. I hope you guys like it. I'm actually obsessed with it right now. I wish I had created this character because I think she's so wonderful and pretty and cool and amazing. Also, well, last thing I'll say before I go for tonight's video is right now I'm at like 939 subscribers, I think, and it's blown up really fast, and I really want to tell you guys that I'm so appreciative. Like, I feel like life's not real right now. So thank you so much for all the new subscribers that have showed up to my channel. If you're new here, like, thanks for coming to today's video. If you're an OG, thanks for still sticking around and checking out the drawings I do. I really am so grateful. I'm like speechless, guys. But in case you don't know this, as a newer subscriber, I told my followers and subs and stuff that once I hit 1,000 subscribers that I would be giving away a tote bag that I had designed. I'm sending it to the manufacturer, like the design, so like I don't know if I'll have them right in time when I get 1,000 subscribers because it's kind of hopping up there kind of quickly. But it is in the works and it will be ready, and I will be holding a giveaway. I've never done a giveaway before, so I'm excited to see how it goes. But yeah, I will have the instructions of how to enter in the giveaway well in advance as I'm, I guess, marketing the giveaway. And so please don't forget to sign up for it, or like, I don't know what it's called, like participate in the giveaway. I'm so new to this, I'm sorry. And I will be letting that information out soon. So thank you so much for coming to today's video. I hope you liked it, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.